Decatur County sky for Game 1 of the district tournament between the number 1 seed Riverside Panthers and the 4 seed East Hickman Eagles. We just saw Hickman County and Lewis play their first game of the tournament, where Lewis County was victorious by a final score of 9-2 over the Bulldogs. And now East Hickman coming in as the underdogs, looking to surprise everybody, knocking off the 1 seed, hosting Riverside Panthers. East Hickman is coached by Colton Hunt, and Riverside is being coached by Eric Quinn. And if we take a look at the Riverside defensive alignment, as they are the home team, they will be in the field first. In the outfield from left to right, in left field it's Landon Wyatt. In center field, Cody Brasher. In right field, Brylan Crawford. The infield at third base, it's Cole Yarborough. At shortstop, it's Colt Brooks. At second base, it's Landon Vaughn. At first base, it's Ridge Thompson. Behind the plate is Asher Creasy, and on the mound is Jace England. Leading off for the East Hickman Eagles, it's number 4, Alex Martin, the shortstop. As we said, East Hickman comes in tonight as the underdog. They have a record of 10-20, while Riverside comes in towing a record of 18-8. The first pitch by England, popped foul by Martin. 0-1. Jace England is a pitcher who fills up the zone. Martin, very speedy leadoff hitter. Good at making contact. The 0-1. England swung on and missed. Fastball off the outside edge. So Martin quickly behind in the count, 0-2. England winds and delivers. Fouled off. Martin stays alive. And it really does feel like, and I said this for the broadcast earlier, all 4 of these teams in this district have immensely talented lineups, and it feels like anybody can win on any given day. And Martin takes the 0-2 pitch outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. England delivers. Off speed, just off the corner. And Martin has worked an even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. England looking to find that put-away stuff. Martin fights it off again, fouls it over the net. And it's always a happy sign when you can see your leadoff hitter working deep into counts. Maybe it'll be a sign of things to come for East Hickman. 2-2. Off speed, Martin bashes this ball into left field. And it's fielded on a hop. It's a leadoff single for Alex Martin. So not only did he work deep into a count, and whenever you're a coach, you watch your guys foul off pitches, make the starter throw a lot. Any outcome is a positive one because you've already made him run up the pitch count, but whenever you can finish it with a base hit, I mean, that's just the cherry on top. Now Martin has to be mindful of that left-handed pickoff move from England. The leg kick, he can always decide whether to go over to first or deliver to home, as the 2-hole hitter Landon Erickson steps in and he watches strike 1. Little slide step from England, rolled over to first, throw to second, low, and he's safe. The throw looked to be in time, but the shortstop just couldn't handle it. It was a bit of a low throw by the first baseman, Thompson. Nice pick by Brooks. But that slight juggle was all Martin needed to slide in safely, and now the Eagles have runners on first and second, nobody out after the fielder's choice. And now it's the 3-hole hitter, Braden Presley. Usually we see him on the mound. He is East Hickman's number 1 guy pitching. He's also a heck of a hind catcher. And that's where he's playing at tonight. And he swings and misses for strike 1. England now already walking a tightrope on the bump. Pretty humble lead at second for Martin. Off speed, popped up, heading towards us, and foul. So now England ahead on Presley, no balls and 2 strikes. England comes set. High leg kick for the 0-2. Presley swings and misses, and it's the first out of the inning.
Now bat number 31, Dalton Blackburn.
So with runners on first and second, 1 out in the top of the first, it's the cleanup hitter, the third baseman, Dalton Blackburn, taking his cuts. We also see Blackburn mixing in, playing some catcher. Tonight he's at third. England long look at Martin at second. Kicks and delivers. Off speed first pitch. Misses up and away. And the catcher calls time, and Asher Creasy wants to go talk to his pitcher, Jace England. England rocking the Bryce Harper-esque eye black, clawed down each cheek. And Blackburn takes a healthy cut at the 1-0 fastball, comes up empty, count even 1-1. England about ready to deliver. Second baseman holding on Martin. The pitch, Blackburn pops it foul over the first base dugout, and he's behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. England looking for out number 2. Spins, takes a look at second. The shortstop, Brooks, was the one that crept in behind Martin, but England elects not to throw. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes on Blackburn at the plate. 1 out in the inning. The pitch, off speed, Blackburn out on his front foot. And it's back-to-back strikeouts for Riverside's ace.
Now batting number 26, Jaden Malugin.
So now England is 1 out away from getting out of the immediate danger. Those runners still stationed on first and second for the 5-hole hitter. Following Blackburn is Jaden Malugin, the center fielder, number 26. And he swings and misses for strike 1. Spins, takes a look, and Martin dives head first, but no throw from England. Foul tip. Creasy unable to hold on behind the plate. And it's strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes on the East Hickman center fielder. East Hickman in danger of squandering a big-time opportunity early in this game. Malugin looking for some 2-strike magic. The 0-2 from England. High leg kick. The pitch. Fastball upstairs, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We saw a huge secondary from Alex Martin over there at second. If Malugin's able to find something in the outfield, could be a big run for East. The 1-2 again, England spins around to take a look. And again, there's no throw. Deep breath on the mound, high leg kick, the pitch, breaking ball, runner breaks, throw to third. Caught stealing. A good throw by the catcher, Creasy. Catch and tag by the third baseman, Cole Yarborough. And that ends the East Hickman rally. So we're on to the bottom half of the first. Riverside about to take their first cuts. And whenever you get to district play, it's hard to blame Coach Hunt for putting on a steal right there, trying to manufacture runs any way you can get them, try to force the defense into making a mistake, applying pressure any way you can. Because with Jace England on the mound, runs more than likely will be at a premium. So while your offense needs to produce, that also might put a little bit of pressure on your starting pitcher. How much run support will the East Hickman lefty get? Only time will tell, and on the mound for East, it's number 17, Jonathan Jesse. We saw a hint of this young man whenever Hickman County, when the Bulldogs faced off with the Eagles earlier this year. And to take a look at East Hickman's defensive alignment, in the outfield from left to right, it's Landon Erickson in left. In center field, it's Jaden Malugin. And in right field, it's Dwayne Lampley. The infield for the Eagles, at third base, it's Dalton Blackburn. At shortstop, it's Alex Martin. At second base, it's Joseph Covington. At first base, it's Derek Trotter. Behind the plate is Braden Presley. And on the mound, as we've said, Jonathan Jesse, with Dylan Redden getting the nod as the designated hitter. He will be hitting for Jesse. And whenever we started our first broadcast at 4:30 earlier, we were looking at temperatures in the low 70s, upper 60s. But as the sun continues to set and it gets later into the evening, we could expect temperatures as low as the 40s. I know some people showed up here tonight, myself included, with a jacket just in case. The last thing you want to hear is my teeth chattering while we're on a broadcast. So I'm trying to stay warm in any way that I can. And hopefully the action gets the blood pumping, you know what I mean? Maybe we'll see a lot of offense or maybe a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. I'm ready. Got a battle of two teams that rock the blue and white. Hickman County of East rocking the blue. Riverside wearing white jerseys with blue lettering. East Hickman has the black lettering. And the first pitch from Jesse to the leadoff hitter Cole Yarborough bounces in the dirt, ball one. Jesse comes set. The pitch in there for strike one, and Jesse does such a good job of hiding the ball. He has a bit of a funky delivery. Really makes it difficult for hitters to pick up on it until it's already left his hand. You can't really track that arm motion all too well. Off speed, blistered in the 5-6 hole, just out of the reach of the third baseman, Blackburn. And Yarborough mirroring Alex Martin from the last half inning, and it's a leadoff single for Riverside. And it's the two-hole hitter Landon Vaughn, the second baseman. We get a bit of a lefty-lefty matchup. Not too often you see it at the high school level, but perhaps throughout this season we've seen it more times than you might expect. Jesse pick off to first, and Yarborough's back in standing up. So it's a battle of southpaws. Riverside's Jace England versus East Hickman's Jonathan Jesse. Kicks, fires. First pitch, just below the knees for ball one. Jesse trying to live low in the zone, maybe trying to induce a ground ball double play. Modest lead off first. Jesse takes a look, slide step. Second pitch, misses upstairs to Vaughn. 2 balls and no strikes. Pickoff look to first again. Yarborough back in standing up. Another pickoff move, maybe Yarborough leaning slightly to second. We saw him hesitate just a little bit before retreating back, but his lead wasn't big enough to really make it close. 2 balls, no strikes to the hitter, Vaughn. Jesse slide step delivers. In the zone, called strike 1. Again, living low. Crosses over at the knees, perhaps on the inner third as well. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, Jesse delivers. Again, it's over for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So starting behind in the count, 2-0. Jesse, nice job of bearing down and executing, while also managing to keep that runner close by at first. Jesse steps. They got him picked off. Trotter throw to second, applies the tag. They got him. And that's the benefit of having a lefty on the mound. That pickoff move is oh so dangerous, and a perfect throw from Trotter to the shortstop. Martin cuts down the leadoff man Yarborough, and now the base is clear. 2-2 count to Vaughn. Leg kick. Tries to go off speed, below the knees. Good take by the Riverside second baseman. Full count. The pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. So Vaughn, after a lengthy at-bat, works the walk. But that makes that pickoff so much more important. Think about the difference between having first and second with nobody out as opposed to having runner on first and 1 out. Huge momentum swing. And now it's the Riverside pitcher, Jace England, also batting from the left side, same side he throws from, to take his first AB. And I imagine Riverside will use that pickoff as a lesson. Perhaps they'd be a bit more cautious. Jesse, slide step, off speed, dunks in for strike 1. And Jesse has just such a fast delivery to the plate, and with Presley's arm behind the dish, it's going to be tough to run on these Eagles. 0-1 slide step. England weakly rolled to the first baseman past Trotter, fielded by Covington, and Jesse was a little late covering the bag, no play. So it's an infield single for Jace England. That sounded very dull off the bat, off the end. But again, it doesn't always have to be pretty or sound loud to get the job done. So now it's first and second for the Panthers for Ridge Thompson. And Jace England will be courtesy ran for. And it's another lefty. A lot of left-handed bats in the Panther lineup. I feel like it's also pretty rare that you have a district with 2 teams of the same mascot. It's the second time we're seeing a Hickman County team face off with a Panther. The first pitch to Thompson. Off speed. Nasty pitch. Dropping in at the knees. It's so hard to pick that up as a left-handed batter. It's hard enough if you're a righty. Multiply that by a few if you're a lefty. Crosses across your body, dashes away to the other side of the plate. 0-1, the pitch. Another off speed. Down and in for ball 1. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jesse comes set, delivers. Fastball. Middle for strike 2. And when you have that lefty-lefty matchup, you can sometimes get away with spots like that just purely because the hitter can't see it as well. The 1-2. Breaking ball, check swing. It looked like he did. Yes, he went around. And first base is occupied, so he'll jog to first, but it's a moot point. But the runners do advance on a ball in the dirt, so Riverside, with 2 outs, has runners on second and third. It's the 5-hole hitter, Cody Brasher, the center fielder. And for the first time in a little bit, we see a right-handed batter step into the box. Brasher can beat you with his speed. Also just has a knack for finding green in the outfield. But Jesse looking to bear down to escape with a couple of runners in scoring position. First pitch, breaking ball misses high, 1 ball, no strikes to Brasher. The 1-0. In the dirt, nice block by Presley behind the plate, keeping the runner stationed at third. Delivers, chopper to third, past the glove of Blackburn into the outfield, windmill on. It gets past the left fielder Erickson. 2 runs will score. Brasher through second, he wants 3. Throw comes in, cut off, throw to third, and Brasher slides into third base with a 2-run single you would think will be the scoring decision. 2 RBI single and then reaches third on the error. So some clutch 2-out hitting. Again, wasn't hit just all that hard, but hard enough to get through the hole. Now Riverside in business, up 2-0 on East. And a third run 90 feet away for Brylan Crawford. First pitch, called a strike low. I mean, Jesse has looked pretty good this inning. Just some timely hitting done by the Panthers. The 0-1. Off speed, ground ball to short. Martin fields it clean. Throw to first. Hits him in the chest. Trotter makes the catch. And Jesse's out of the inning, but Riverside does push across a pair. It's 2-0 Panthers when we come back. And what we saw in the top of the first inning from East Hickman, we saw a blistered leadoff single by the shortstop Alex Martin, who has been one of the superstar players on this Eagle team, and we saw him at shortstop making the final out of the bottom of the first. But he led off the top half with a single, wasn't able to come around to score. But East Hickman with 2 base runners should be a promising sign for the Eagles, but they gotta hope they don't find themselves in the same predicament as Hickman County did earlier today. The Bulldogs had countless runners on base. They out-hit Lewis County, but didn't have the situational ABs that those Panthers had. Riverside already replicating that. Jesse, when it felt like he was on the brink of escaping danger, Brasher came through with a 2-out, 2 RBI knock. But the Eagles will try to build off some of the momentum their offense accumulated. Just keep trying to find runners on base and then finding a way to get them home. Leading off the top of the second will be number 26, Jaden Malugin. He was at the plate at the conclusion of the top of the first, but Martin was caught stealing. First pitch, skied to right field, fading fast, and the catch is made out and right by Brylan Crawford. Almost a shoestring grab. Ball was hit pretty well. So it's 1 up and 1 down for Jace England on the bump. Second up this inning for the Eagles, it's the designated hitter, Dylan Redden. England winds and deals. First pitch fastball over for a called strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. England again working quickly on the rubber. Another fastball, this one misses up and in. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike to Redden. And being a designated hitter can be a tall task because it's easy to shake off a bad at-bat when you can turn around and go back to the field. But as a DH, your mind is solely on hitting and hitting alone. And England drops off a nasty off-speed at the knees, called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Redden. England trying to find the put away. The pitch, fastball, hit slowly to the second baseman. Fielded clean, throw to first in plenty of time. And it's 2 up and 2 down for Riverside.
Now bat number 18.
That was a nice, the 1-1. And Lampley goes chasing at a ball at his eyes. He's behind in the count, 1-2. England to the plate. Off speed. Slow roller to short. And the play is made. And the Eagles are retired in order. 1-2-3. Riverside looking to add on when we come back for the bottom of the second. And I just want to say to everybody listening in, they do not call it Riverside for nothing. We are right near the Tennessee River, and you can feel that air blowing off of it. And it's getting a little bit chilly here at the ballpark, and the sun is just about set. The moon has come out. So it's paramount for these players in the field and in the dugout to stay warm. We've gotten spoiled over the last few weeks by warm temperatures. But as we mentioned earlier, we could be seeing temperatures as low as 48 degrees. Those are usually temperatures we're used to seeing in the first half of the season, but now we're pushing into May. Come on now. Strong throw down to second by Presley as the warm-ups come to a close for Jonathan Jesse, who looked pretty okay in the first inning with the exception of the Brasher 2-out, 2 RBI base hit. But now with a new opportunity in the bottom of the second, base is clear for Colt Brooks, the shortstop. First pitch bounces up for ball one. Brooks is a slick fielding shortstop, trying to mirror that same talent and ability at the plate. The 1-0, again, a pretty non-competitive pitch from Jesse, and it skips up on Presley. 2 balls and no strikes to Colt Brooks. Jesse delivers. Again, just can't find that release point, pulling off with a fastball. And Brooks is in the driver's seat, ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. (3-0), strike one on the inside corner, and Jonathan Jesse is one of those few pitchers that doesn't utilize a windup. Even when no runners on, elects to work out of the stretch, albeit a very fast stretch. And the 3-1 is fouled off down the third base line. Count goes full, 3-2. So Jesse started off behind the 8-ball, 3-0, now 1 strike away from recording it out. The 3-2 again bounces it, and it's a leadoff walk for Colt Brooks. It's the 8-hole hitter now due up, the left fielder Landon Wyatt, with pretty good speed over at first. Now they do have to be mindful of the left-handed move by Jesse on the mound and the arm of Presley behind the plate. So if you're going to steal on the Eagles, you have to get almost a picture-perfect jump. We saw a slew of left-handed batters in the top half of the Riverside order. Now a few righties in succession, and the first pitch to Wyatt misses down and in for ball one. Now when Jesse was dotting the strike zone, he was getting it at the knees, but when he's missing the zone, it's way below the knees. Again, misses low, kicks away from Presley. He stayed in front of it, but it rolled far enough away where Brooks is able to take second base without a throw, and now Coach Colton Hunt with a mound visit. So it has indeed, or it will indeed, be a busy week for us here at WNKX. We were expecting the festivities to already be going, but the weather had other ideas. On Monday and Tuesday, both sets of games, I should say, were canceled. And as per usual, West Tennessee usually gets the worst of it whenever storms roll through. But Middle Tennessee got our fair share of rain and storms as well. But today's the first day of the district tournament, and we are so excited that we're finally underway for a tournament that'll run all the way through Saturday. And then they'll turn around next week for the region tournament, which that has not been set in stone yet as for the starting date. But tomorrow at 4:30, it will be the Hickman County Bulldogs against the loser of this game between Riverside and East. Jesse spins pickoff, takes a look at Brooks, and he dives back in. So after the mound visit, it's a 2-0 count on the 8-hole hitter Landon Wyatt. Runner on second, nobody out. The pitch crosses at the belt, perhaps slightly above, for a called strike one. The delivery misses way upstairs for ball three. And we've seen a lot of visible frustration from Jesse on the mound. And the art of pitching is the ability to silence those emotions. The 3-1, downstairs, ball four. Landon Wyatt able to work a walk for the 9-hole hitter, the catcher, Asher Creasy, who's already had a defensive highlight in the ball game, gunning down Martin at third base, who tried to steal. And now he gets to take an at-bat with a couple of runners on, one at first, one at second, nobody out. But on the bright side for Jesse on the mound, his defense has a force pretty much anywhere. Creasy squares to bunt, pulls back, it gets away. No, it hit him. He pulled back and it got him in the toe, I believe. And now the bases are loaded with no outs for the leadoff hitter, Cole Yarborough, who smacked the leadoff single. And we're going to see a courtesy runner for Asher Creasy over at first. It's number 19, Luke Eason, drawing the assignment. And already facing a 2-0 deficit, I'm a little surprised to not see East Hickman playing infield in. They do have corners in. Trotter playing in front of the runner at first. Blackburn in on the grass at third. Jesse delivers. First pitch, low, ball one to Yarborough. And if you're Jesse, I know it's frustrating. You want to throw strikes, but you can't put something on a silver platter for a hitter as dangerous as Yarborough. The 1-0 bounces to the backstop. Runner breaks from third, and he scores easily, and the runners advance behind him, so it's 3-0 Riverside. Runners now at second and third, nobody out. Yarborough ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Jesse delivers. 2-0 swing from Yarborough, chops it foul past his third base coach. Jesse just trying to work one pitch at a time. Jesse delivers. Pop to right center field. He's under it. He makes the catch. But that'll be plenty deep enough to score a run. The cutoff throw to third. Blackburn showing off the hops, keeping it from sailing over the fence. Saving another run potentially. But on the sac fly, it's 4-0 Panthers. So Cole Yarborough does a job, and now Landon Vaughn with another RBI opportunity. Still only 1 out in the inning. First pitch over for a strike. Jesse in the second inning up to 36 pitches. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss from Vaughn. Looked like a changeup that dove in on the back foot. 0-2. The delivery, breaking ball, chopped down the first base line and rolling foul. So Vaughn picking up his own foul ball and giving it back to the pitcher. Jesse still way ahead on the mound. No balls, 2 strikes. The delivery misses way upstairs. Presley had to quickly jump out of his stance to prevent that ball from going to the net behind him. 1-2. Jesse kicks away from Presley. Runner breaks. He got a great jump flip to the pitcher covering. And the courtesy runner Luke Eason, who came in for Creasy, slides head first safe. Make it 5-0 Riverside. But now Jesse can almost take a hard reset on the mound with no runners on base, and with 2 strikes on the hitter, Vaughn needs to go at him. The 2-2. That ball is ripped into right field, and it one hops in front of the right fielder, Lampley, and it's a 1-out single.
Now bat number 10, Jace England.
So that brings in Jace England. He reached on that infield single that was just out of the reach of the first baseman, Derek Trotter, rolling in between no man's land for the first and second baseman. Jesse tries a move to first. Slide step, runner breaks, pitch up. Presley's throw is a line drive, one hopper, but Martin can't pick it out at second. And Vaughn slides in with a steal of second. So Jace England with an RBI opportunity with less than 2 outs and a runner standing on second base. His guy's already ahead 5-0, but as the starting pitcher, he's never going to turn down more run support. Off speed, drops in, strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-handed bat of Jace England. The delivery, a looping breaking ball, buzzes the tower, ball 2. 2-1 the count. And time is called, and there might have been something that fell onto the field. It looked like a baseball, maybe somebody throwing down the right field line, getting warmed up. So a very brief timeout break. Now back to the action. The 2-1 England watches it just low at the shins for ball 3. Jesse comes set. The 3-1. Ball 4. Just missing off the outside corner. And now it's first and second for the Panthers. Still just 1 out, and Jace England
Now bat number 33,
will be courtesy ran for once more.
Base running number 7, Cade Roach.
And it's number 7, Cade Roach, in to run for England. Now it's number 33, Ridge Thompson. He's 0 for 1. Jesse in desperate need of a ground ball. Breaking ball crosses high for ball one. And that certainly seems to be the pitch he's most comfortable with, at least when it comes to throwing strikes. The fastball, he just hasn't quite found that release point. Line drive to the second baseman, one hops him and it skips off his glove. And it doesn't get far enough away to send the runner from third to home. And Riverside plays it station to station, bases loaded. And that ball was sharply hit by Thompson. Not an easy play by any means for the second baseman, Covington. And now Coach Hunt makes another walk out to the mound. And we might see a pitching change. Maybe. Yes, we will. So in the bottom of the second, that brings Jonathan Jesse's night to an end. His line, he went an inning and a third, giving up 4 hits, 5 runs, all of which were earned, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. Just a rough day at the office for Jesse. Colton now calls upon his designated hitter, number 16, Dylan Redden. And Redden will inherit the bases loaded. Still just 1 out. Now Redden, a righty who brings a bit more in the way of velocity. So that'll be something these Riverside hitters will have to adjust to. Jesse brought more stuff. A lot of off speed, a lot of movement, even on his fastball. And 5 runs in high school baseball isn't quite insurmountable by any means, but if Redden is unable to execute on the mound, we might be getting into that blowout territory. East Hickman trying not to let this get away. But Riverside is the 1 seed for a reason. You don't get an 18-8 record on accident. They take very disciplined at-bats from the leadoff hitter to the 9-hole hitter. And nobody on this team is an easy out. They find ways to work long at-bats, put the ball in play. Some hit for power, some hit for speed and contact. So Redden inherits the bases loaded and now faces number 3, Cody Brasher, who knocked in the first runs of the ball game with his 2 RBI base hit in the left field. Redden comes set and delivers. First pitch fastball misses downstairs for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Brasher. Redden, fastball popped up, drifting over the first base dugout and foul ball out of play. So Brasher a little bit behind. As we said, East Hickman giving Riverside a different look in terms of pitching. Redden up in the velocity. 1-1. Again a fastball. Again, Brasher is late, fouls it off the handle and over the first base dugout. So Redden ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Redden comes set and delivers. Fastball by the bat of Brasher. So Redden comes out of the bullpen throwing flames, and he quickly records a strikeout, and he is just 1 out away from stranding the bases loaded. but he has to get through the right fielder, Brylan Crawford, first. The first pitch, Crawford fouls it straight back into the net. Crawford is 0 for 1 on the day, his second at-bat in as many innings. The 0-1 pitch from Redden. Fastball, strike 2 at the knees. Redden just 1 strike away. Comes set. The pitch. Straight queso past the bat of Brylan Crawford. And Redden's able to strand the bases loaded, but Riverside able to tack on 3 more. It's 5-0 Panthers as we're on to the third. So Dylan Redden able to do his job out of the bullpen, leaving the bases loaded. And now it's time for the offense to do their part. Through 2 innings, East Hickman's only amounted 1 hit. They have had a couple of base runners, but nothing much has come of it. That they want to start clawing back into this one. It starts right here in the top of the third because Riverside is relentless. But Coach Hunt over on the East Hickman side, he is a guy that knows the game incredibly well. Former collegiate athlete, played baseball for Freed-Hardeman University, and he didn't just play ball for Freed-Hardeman, he was exceptional. So he brings a mind for the game that you don't always get to find in a small town. And these East Hickman guys, they should consider it a blessing that they get to learn from someone like him. He's a great coach, a great motivator. Now Derek Trotter steps in first for the Eagles to lead off the third. First pitch from England, fouled back, no balls, 1 strike. The pitch from England, fastball, downstairs, ball 1. England winds and deals. Trotter, a hefty hack, comes up empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. England tries to get Trotter chasing at a high heater, but he's not biting. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch, fastball, foul tipped, but held on to by Creasy behind the plate. And England strikes out the first batter he sees in the third. England just over 30 pitches, and he's racked up 3 Ks. First pitch misses upstairs to the second baseman, Covington. Joseph Covington, the 9-hole batter, before it rolls over to Martin. 1-0, he swings, pops it up behind the first base bag. The defenders converge, and no catch was made. So new life for Covington at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. England winds and delivers the 1-1. Off speed, drops in, strike 2. England took a little bit off. And now Covington behind the 8 ball, 1-2. The pitch. Tries again with the off speed, and England lost his footing on the mound, and you gotta hope he's okay. That looked very awkward. But he pops up, seemingly unharmed, and the count is even 2-2. A pretty easy take by Covington. It bounced about 3/4 of the way to the plate. England, the pitch. High fastball, count goes full. East Hickman just looking for base runners in any way they can, whether by base hit or ball 4. The 3-2 from England. Fastball missing outside for ball 4. England wondering where that missed. A great take by Covington. And with 1 out, the Eagles have a base runner for the leadoff hitter, Alex Martin. He led off the game with a sharply hit single in the left field. He is recorded East Hickman's only hit of the ball game. Covington has pretty good speed over at first. England working that slide step. And the first pitch is fouled straight back by Martin. A pretty aggressive approach by the East Hickman leadoff man. Deep breath by England. Pickoff move to first. That was a pretty good looking move. But Covington not fooled, and he slides in head first. Yeah, England really tries to sell like he's going to the plate. The 0-1 to Martin. Fastball blistered back up the box. Backhand by the second baseman, goes to second base. Brooks covering the bag, and they get the lead runner. So a tough break for the Eagles. Hard hit ball up the middle. Just a great defensive play by the Riverside second baseman. So it's 2 outs, a runner on first for the 2-hole hitter, Landon Erickson. Erickson reached on that fielder's choice. The ground ball to the first baseman, which was underthrown at second, trying to get the lead runner. If you're East Hickman, you're just trying to put the ball in play, make the mistakes. Erickson chokes up a bit at the plate, pickoff, but he straight breaks for second. The throw on the money, and he's tagged out at second. So it's another runner stranded for the Eagles, and the next time East Hickman has an at-bat, it will be Landon Erickson leading things off. But until then, we're on to the home third. Riverside leads 5-0. And it will be number 28, Colt Brooks, leading off the bottom of the third for Riverside. Dylan Redden still on the mound after he looked phenomenal at the bottom of the second inning. And really, he didn't have to rely on much besides the fastball. Riverside just wasn't prepared for it after seeing the starting pitcher, Jesse. As I said, a clash of styles between Redden and Jesse, and it worked to the benefit of East Hickman. And Redden looking to keep the deficit right where it is. Redden kicks another fastball, to be expected, misses outside for ball one. Fastball, low and away. Brooks doesn't have a registered at-bat in the game as he worked a walk his last time up. And he's ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Redden pitches, pop foul right over our heads. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Not sure we have seen a single off-speed pitch from Dylan Redden thus far in his outing. But you know what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Another fastball, hit pretty well to right field, but it's right at the right fielder Lampley, and he makes the play. It's 1 up and 1 down for Redden on the mound.
Now about number 25, Landon Wyatt.
So Redden has entered in, has faced 3 batters, and has retired 3 straight batters. First pitch hits Landon Wyatt on the forearm, and he takes it like a champ, and he trots down to first base. It's a 1-out base runner following the hit by pitch. Now it's Asher Creasy due up. We didn't even have time to think before we saw the hit by pitch. Landon Wyatt, he worked a walk his first time up and later scored. Now it's a hit by pitch, so he just finds ways to get on. Now the catcher, Asher Creasy, steps in and takes ball 1 off the inside corner. 1-0, Redden delivers, runner breaks in the dirt. Nice pick by Presley. Throw down is on the money, but way late. The pitch didn't give him much of a chance at a play at second, and it's a stolen bag for Wyatt. Riverside not shying away from being aggressive on the base paths. Runner on second, 1 out. The 1-0 pitch, or the 2-0 pitch rather, misses high for ball 3. Three balls, no strikes on Creasy. Look back by Redden a second. Fastball takes a bit off and finds the zone for strike 1. Comes set. 3-1 pitch. Another fastball. And Creasy goes down and gets it and pops it straight back. The count goes full 3-2. So Redden battling back in the count after being down 3-0. Now just needs a strike. The pitch. And that heater lost a handle on it. And Creasy had to duck out of the way. And he works a 1-out walk. So at the very least, the double play back in order for the top of the Riverside lineup. It rolls back over to Cole Yarborough. Yarborough has a base knock and an RBI in this ball game already. But Redden, no stranger to danger. He entered into this game with the bases loaded and left them loaded. First pitch to Yarborough, misses inside, and he has to jump out of the way. And you may hear his teammates say wear it, but nobody wants to wear a fastball in the ribcage. Nobody. I don't care how tough you think or say you are. It's like Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And a four-seam fastball kind of counts the same. So he throws the pitch over for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Yarborough. Redden. He delivers. How about an off-speed pitch? One of the first ones we've seen of his outing. It misses just off the inside part. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's how you catch hitters unsuspecting. They see fastball, fastball, fastball. It gets to a point where they sit fastball, and then the curveball comes out of left field. 2-1. Redden. Fastball off the outside edge. 3-1. Redden comes set, the 3-1 pitch. A big pass at a fastball low and away, and Yarborough comes up empty. Count goes full 3-2. The 3-2 from Redden. Fastball just missed below the knees. Great discipline take by Yarborough after working a full count, and now the bases are loaded for the 2-hole hitter, Landon Vaughn. Vaughn's had a base hit, and he scored. And now a chance to do some real damage with the bases loaded and 1 out. And Redden pumps in a first pitch strike to Vaughn, and maybe Redden just needs the stakes to be a bit higher, which is why he allowed the base runners. Is it crazy or genius? The 0-1 misses low. Totally kidding, by the way. There's no way that was intentional for him to give up the base runners, but whatever works. Sometimes pitchers are weird like that. They sometimes need that adrenaline pumping to really find their stuff, and that's a serious point. The 1-1 to Vaughn. Inside corner called strike 2. And at that velocity, he can pretty much live there against these left-handed batters. And unless they're sitting on it, the best they can do is probably just saw it off. Redden ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He delivers. Breaking ball drops in, just misses, I guess. 2-2. That's a tough take by Vaughn, but either way, the count goes even at 2. Redden, fastball, fouled away by Vaughn. Nice job of staying alive. And Redden trying to work that down and in spot with the fastball. It froze Vaughn earlier in the AB, but prepared for it that time. The 2-2 once again. Up and away, misses with the fastball. The count goes full 3-2, and there's nowhere to put him with the bases loaded. Redden, the payoff pitch. Misses high with the fastball, and that'll walk in a run. 6-0 Riverside. And now Jace England, the Riverside pitcher, with an opportunity to blow this one wide open. So Redden, after looking pretty good through his first few batters, has run into some trouble. First pitch goes right at him. Fastball, strike 1. Redden comes set. Another fastball dotted down and in for strike 2. Great location. Redden comes set. No balls, 2 strikes on England. Fastball outside, way outside for ball 1. Redden tapping his chest almost to let his catcher Presley know, hey, that's on me. 1-2. The pitch. Breaking ball. Nice recognition at the plate by England to sit back, keep the weight back, and to fight it off. It's like I said earlier, nobody in this Riverside lineup is a free out. They're all very stingy with their ABs. The 1-2 again from Redden. Again, it's fouled off. Just an all-around professional at-bat by Jace England, but Redden still in the driver's seat on the mound, ahead 1-2. Comes set. Kicks and fires. Nubber off the third base bag fair, and that had some nasty spin and a tough break for the Eagles. And it kicks off the glove of Blackburn. 7-0 Panthers. And it's just been that kind of night for both of these teams. When things go right, they go right. When things go wrong, they go wrong. Almost could have been a double play, but it looked like Blackburn at the last second was waiting to see if that would kick foul. But it hits right off the third base bag. Bases remain loaded, 1 out. And Thompson, first pitch swinging, skies this one in the infield. The pitcher under it. And Redden makes the catch himself. But the infield fly rule was called, so the batter was already out. But a nice play by Redden all the same. So now it's 2 outs, bases loaded for Cody Brasher. Brasher, he's 1 for 2. He has a couple of RBIs. He's also struck out. First pitch fastball through the legs of the catcher Presley, and another run scores standing up. Make it 8-0 Riverside. Runners now at second and third. And it looked like the catcher Presley was just caught in between. His glove was still up, right? And it just sneaks underneath. Typically, if you're a catcher right there, you want to see him slide over, square that ball up, get the glove down, almost like you're fielding a ground ball. But again, when you have a fraction of a second to react, stuff like that happens. So it's 1 ball, no strikes to the Riverside center fielder. He takes called strike 1 to even the count 1-1. Brasher with already 2 RBIs in the game, 2 more runners in scoring position. And Brasher swings away, fouls it into the net. He's down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And if there's anything that I remember from Cody Brasher from Hickman County playing Riverside earlier in the year, it's that sweet mustache. Not everybody can rock him, but Brasher certainly does. The 1-2 from Redden, fastball misses high at the hands. 2-2. And if you remember, the last time Brasher was up, or the first time Brasher was up, Jonathan Jesse was on the verge of escaping with 2 outs. It was Brasher that delivered the base hit, so now with 2 outs, almost a bit of deja vu. Takes a fastball outside, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Redden trying to keep it at 8. The pitch misses high, easy take for Brasher, and the bases are loaded once more for the right fielder, Brylan Crawford. Crawford was one of the first batters that Redden faced when he entered the game, and he struck him out. But if I'm not mistaken, according to TSSAA district tournament rules, the 10-run rule after 5 still in effect. Chopper to third, a rolling foul, and Blackburn wisely lets it go. So if you're East Hickman, you have to be mindful of the deficit that you face, and if you're not careful, this game could be over by the 5th inning. So the first pitch foul ball gets Redden ahead in the count, no balls, 1 strike. He comes set and delivers. Another fastball blistered into right center field. That's down. It'll roll to the wall. 1 run scores. The second run scores. Brasher around third. And Brylan Crawford clears the bases. 11-0 Riverside. And just a fantastic piece of hitting by Riverside. And they move ahead by double digits. And now it's Colt Brooks. He's worked a walk. And it seems like a bit of a drizzle is starting to come down here at Riverside. No balls, 1 strike. Redden delivers, misses high for a ball. The 1-1. Brooks dances out of danger. He moves ahead in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I had to go away for just a second. With this drizzle, I had to call an audible and put my jacket over our equipment. But Brooks chops it back to the pitcher, Redden. He takes it himself, underhands it to the first baseman, Trotter, and the inning is mercifully over, but not before Riverside puts up a 6 spot. It's 11-0 Panthers as we're on to the 4th. You guys should really see the setup I have right now. It's kind of goofy. Like, I cannot see my keyboard, my monitor, my phone that I'm keeping up with Game Changer with. It's just a headset and a dream right now, guys. But that's what we're willing to do here at WNKX to bring you guys Hickman County Athletics. But now I just have to hope this rain holds off. It wasn't supposed to do anything as far as I knew. So this is a bit of a surprise, but the only thing that's killing me right now is the lack of a jacket, because as I said, it's chilly. So if you hear some teeth chattering over the broadcast, don't worry, it's just me. So it'll be Landon Erickson leading things off for the Eagles after that long last half inning where Riverside put up 6 runs, and Erickson was at the plate the last inning for East Hickman, but there was a runner caught stealing, which means he gets a reset on his at-bat. Jace England is still on the mound. First pitch, called strike 1. The 0-1 pitch misses outside. And I see some people making their way maybe to the car, trying to get some jackets maybe to stay warm and safe from the rain. The 1-1 pitch misses up and in, but assuming no one here is the Wicked Witch of the West, we should be good as far as melting is concerned. The 2-1 pitch to Erickson. Fastball smoked down the right field line, but foul. A pretty loopy swing by Erickson. He got way out in front. And now the count's even 2-2. The 2-2 delivery from England. Breaking ball, foul tip. Nice job by Creasy behind the plate to hold on to it. And it's 1 up and 1 down. Another strikeout for England. Now Presley due up for the Eagles.
Yeah, she say that a lot. Young man, you're doing a good job here. Yeah.
It's a ball low to Braden Presley. The pitch. He sits back on the off speed and loops it over the head of the third baseman. He rounds first, heading for second. Throw comes in past the cutoff man, and he slides in head first for a 1-out double. And Braden Presley, that was such a wonderful piece of hitting. Looked like for a moment he was out on his front foot, but that's what good hitters do. You find ways to keep your weight back, still driving through the ball, putting it down the third base line for an extra base hit. But again, East Hickman has had a problem of stranding runners, especially through the first couple of innings. So now let's see if Dalton Blackburn, the cleanup hitter, can bring home Presley, or I suppose the courtesy runner who's in for Presley. England a couple of checks back to second. The pitch to Blackburn misses up and away for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on the East Hickman third baseman. Blackburn can hit for power, but in this spot, East Hickman just looking to chain some base runners together. The pitch, fastball just off the black, off the outer edge. Now Blackburn ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. England comes set, deep breath. Leg kick, the pitch, fastball up in the zone, but called strike 1. The 2-1, a nasty off-speed pitch from England. Called strike 2 on the outside corner. So now Blackburn facing an even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. England, long pause, delivers the plate, fastball up and in. Creasy tried to stick it behind the plate, but it just misses for ball 3, count goes full. And again, Blackburn doesn't have to do too much. Even a walk is something in the right direction for the Eagles, the 3-2. And that's exactly what he does. He patiently waits, watches a fastball upstairs, and it's a walk for Blackburn. And now it's Jaden Malugin, number 26, taking his cuts. Malugin, who's been patrolling center field in the ball game. Runners on first and second, 1 out. The pitch from England, and again, misses that fastball high. And typically when that happens, it's when the pitcher starts overthrowing. So England needs to calm back down and just do his thing. At least that's what I'm sure the Riverside coach is thinking. And he gets a swing and a miss from Malugin to even the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. England delivers, fastball downstairs, ball 2. And 2-1. Very good hitters count, because the last thing a pitcher wants to do is fall behind 3-1. So if you're Malugin, expect maybe a get-me-over fastball, and you've got to be ready to hit it. The 2-1, but he goes off speed. Lays out, trying to stop it as England. Sidearm throw to first, and he stays with it and completes the putout. Falling off the mound towards the first base side as a lefty. That's a tough play. Nice job of staying with it. But that does move the runners up, so Malugin does a job And now it's second and third, 2 outs. And East Hickman just trying to break the goose egg. And it'll be up to the previous designated hitter, but now pitcher, Dylan Redden. First pitch, fastball, strike one. Off speed, drops it in for a called strike two. And Redden at the plate probably thinking, come on, man, I didn't get that strike three call last frame. But Redden behind in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, fastball, swung on and missed. So East Hickman will strand 2 more. 11-0 Panthers. And East Hickman will have 1 at-bat left to score at least 2 runs. That's assuming Riverside is unable to do anything at the plate in the bottom of the 4th. But Jace England, 4 shutout innings of work. So Riverside back up to bat. Dylan Redden still on the mound, and why not? It was a rocky inning last time Riverside was at the plate, but assuming Coach Hunt is saving Presley for a later game, I'd say that's a pretty safe assumption, actually. Redden has been throwing strikes. Again, Riverside is just a really good ball team. And they may not always be the flashiest team, but they do the fundamentals really well, and the 2-0 pitch is fouled back. It's the 8-hole hitter Landon Wyatt due up. The 2-1. Scorched foul. That ball had quite the exit velo. But as we say, just a long strike. And the count's even 2 balls, 2 strikes to Landon Wyatt. Wyatt has scored a couple of times in this game, still looking for a hit. The 2-2 from Redden. Off speed, chopper to short, Martin charging, makes the play off balance. And the first baseman couldn't hold on to it. In and out of the glove of Trotter. But a heck of an effort by Martin over at short. And I'll echo what I said earlier. It's just been one of those nights for East Hickman. Even when it looks like they're on the cusp of doing something really, really good, slips right through their fingers. Baseball can certainly be cruel. And now Riverside has a runner on first, the leadoff runner Wyatt. For the 9-hole hitter Creasy. He's worked a walk in this game. Redden works a slide step. Fastball low and away. Nice pick by Presley. Having to slide to his right, backhanding it. Runner goes. Redden slow delivery to the plate. Presley strong throw to second. But that was just a fantastic pitch to run on by Wyatt. Redden, who usually implements that slide step to keep runners close, went with a bit more methodical pace. And now Riverside, again, a runner in scoring position with nobody out for Asher Creasy. The pitch, skied to right field. And the catch is made by Lampley. Runner tags from second. And I stand corrected, that was not Asher Creasy taking the at-bat. That was number 15, Montgomery Hughes, who was hitting for Creasy. So I was just informed that Montgomery Hughes, who just hit that ball into right field, he's due for surgery tomorrow. So what a story that is. To take an at-bat not at 100%, hitting a baseball is hard enough as it is. I don't care who you are or who you're playing. So to do that with an impending medical procedure, that's pretty awesome. It's a cool story. So it's a first pitch ball as the lineup turns back over to Yarborough, and Redden, going back to his bread and butter, that four-seam fastball, past him. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner on first. You hear deuces wild, whatever the equivalent is to ones, that's what we have. I'd say uno, but that's already taken. The 1-1, in there, strike 2. Again, a great location by Redden. This young man just continues to show a lot of poise, a lot of promise as a pitcher, even though things haven't quite gone their way tonight. He's the kind of guy who has the tools. 1-2 off speed, called, strike 3. Drops it in, a little front door from Dylan Redden, and he records the punch out. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. And that brings in Landon Vaughn, the second baseman. Vaughn, who scored a couple of times tonight, has drove in a run and has walked twice. Redden goes right at him. First pitch fastball right down Broadway. Foul tipped into the mitt of Presley. No balls and 1 strike to the 2-hole hitter for the Panthers. And Redden steps off the mound, trying to recollect himself. The 0-1. Off speed, chopper to second. Covington charging, and it goes under his glove. It short hops him, and that's the gamble you take when you charge a slow roller like that. If you don't play it just right, that can happen. So make it 12-0 Riverside. And I suppose the rain has let up, so I guess I can take this jacket off our monitor. What do you think? So 12-0 Riverside, runner at first. 2 outs for Jace England. First pitch off speed. Gets a back foot, called strike 1. England slices it the other way. A left fielder coming on, and it drops in front of him for a 2-out single. And England, a 3-hit night on top of the shutout he's throwing on the mound. Have yourself a game, Jace England. I got to admit, whenever I watched that young man play basketball earlier this year against Hickman County, I wasn't aware how good of a ball player he was. He's doing it both sides of the ball, both pitching and hitting. So now it's first and second after England was courtesy ran for Ridge Thompson. Thompson takes the first pitch, strike at the knees. And Riverside has been out hitting the Eagles tonight, 7 hits to 2, but East Hickman hasn't done themselves any favors, committing 3 errors. The 0-1 pitch off speed, hit hard back up the box, and that's through for a hit. And the third base coach elects to go station to station. Stop sign on, and now the bases are loaded for Cody Brasher. 8 hits now as a collective for Riverside. Brasher is 1 for 2. He's got a pair of RBIs. He's walked and also struck out. And it seems like Brasher always finds himself up with runners on base. But of course, being at his position in the lineup, middle to lower third, I suppose it makes sense. Takes the first pitch, called a strike. Second pitch, fastball elevated, ball 1, 1-1 the count. And you can hear the crickets out in full force from the woods behind us. The 1-1 from Redden. Misses low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. And at what point do we say fatigue might be setting in for the East Hickman righty? Redden, he's up to 70 pitches. The 2-1 fastball low at the shins. 3-1, nowhere to put him. Through 2 1/3, Redden has gone to 71 pitches thrown. 3-1 spikes a fastball. 13-0 Riverside. Bases stay loaded. And this game has really been a good summary of how Riverside wins ball games. Very disciplined, very poised, making the other team come at them. They're not going to swing themselves into any unnecessary outs. That was inside, and that clips his shoulder, I thought. Or not. So Redden, perhaps a break on the mound. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 takes a bit off. The fastball blistered into right field. That's down for a hit. 1 run scores. And again, Riverside goes station to station. The base is still loaded. So it's an RBI knock for Brylan Crawford, and he continues to have a great night. Had that bases clearing double the at-bat before. Now tacks on another ribby. Redden just trying to get out of this inning. 2 outs. Bases juiced for Colt Brooks. First pitch swinging. Strike 1. It was passing by his chin, maybe helping out Redden on the mound. No balls, 1 strike. Redden fires, lost a handle. Hey, I tell you what, that bat actually almost came around. If we're being really nitpicky, which I know, 14-0 ball game, like whatever, but just saying. 1-1. Fastball, a star scraper in the left field. Shallow, lost it, and it drops in fair and dies, and they might need to check up on Erickson in left field. That was a nasty fall that he took. That ball seemed to hang up forever. And again, I've described it like this before, but for anybody that's ever been on the top floor of a really, really tall building in a city, you know how it has some natural sway? That way the building doesn't fall over. Well, that's how it feels when you're dealing with a pop-up like that. It sways like a really tall building. It's hard to track. But now it's 15-0 Riverside. Bases still loaded. Redden misses downstairs. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Landon Wyatt. Redden takes a bit off. The fastball still misses outside. 3 balls and no strikes. We've seen him work back in counts before. The 3-0. That's a good start. Strike 1. Thankfully, I believe the light drizzle that we had earlier has ceased. 3 balls and 1 strike. And a nubber off the handle. Redden charges, throws on to first, and he completes the 1-3 putout. And the inning's over, but not before Riverside puts up 4 more runs. 15-0 Panthers. We're on to the 5th. East Hickman has to score at least 6 to keep this district tournament opener alive. And Jace England back out there for the 5th, and why not? He has looked stellar through 4 innings of work, giving up 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. But I suppose it makes life a little bit easier up there on the mound when you're working with a cushion like this one. But as Colby and I have talked about on broadcasts before, it's really easy for a pitcher, too, to just zone out, to treat these at-bats a bit less seriously because of the lead. And then before you know it, you're giving up solid contact, you're walking guys, you're trying to be too cute. So it's important for a pitcher that whenever you're facing a lead like this, you got to find a way to keep that mindset as if it's a close game.
Low now for East Hickman, and the top of the 4th inning will be number 18, Dwayne Lampley.
I'm starting to wonder if maybe I should have gotten a hotel room. And the first pitch of the 5th from England misses tall to Dwayne Lampley. And while the game may feel like a lost cause if you're East Hickman, these at-bats still count. You don't want to develop any bad habits because there are still more games to play where this district tournament is concerned. It's not like basketball, the single elimination format. We've got double elimination. The 1-1 misses high, ball 2. And England delivers to Lampley. Down and in, ball 3. So East Hickman on the precipice of a leadoff base runner. The 3-1. And England took a bit off. A fastball over to fill the count up 3-2. Now Lampley in base hit ball 4 mode. Looking to battle. England winds, kicks, and deals. Chopper to third. Charging. Fields it clean. Off balance. Got him. What a play by Yarbrough over at the hot corner. I suppose an ironic name considered that ball was a chopper. But Lampley runs extremely well. He had to rush the throw, and it was a beauty. So 1 up and 1 down to start the 5th. Now it's Derek Trotter, takes ball 1 down and in. And Jace England just now eclipsing 70 pitches. Fastball pulled off slightly. 2 balls, no strikes. Trotter, like so many others, hitless in the East Hickman lineup. The 2-0 Fastball high, 3-0. The delivery from England, in there, strike one. Trotter still in the driver's seat, ahead in the count, 3 balls, 1 strike. England hits him. It runs inside and got him on the, not sure if it was the upper arm or the forearm. Didn't sound like it felt all too good, and they never do. I've never heard somebody with a pleasant experience with a hit by pitch. But now the Eagles have a runner on first in the presence of Derek Trotter. With 1 away. It's the 9-hole hitter, Joseph Covington. Covington just looking to keep the line moving. Takes a first pitch strike. This is Covington's second at-bat, although he doesn't have a registered at-bat of the game yet because he's 0 for 0 with 1 walk. Covington thought about swinging, nice off speed, low and away, called strike 2, no balls, 2 strikes to the East Hickman second baseman. Pretty good lead off first, high leg kick, the delivery, strike 3 called. So England continues going right at these East Hickman batters, make it 6 strikeouts on the night. So now it's the last hope for East Hickman in the form of Alex Martin. Martin does have one of the 2 hits for East Hickman. He and Presley both have a knock. And the way Martin swung it to start the game in the top of the first, that leadoff single, it looked like things might have been looking up for the Eagles, but boy, how things have changed since then. That's why you can never take momentum flippantly. You have to take it seriously. When you have 2 runners on in the first inning, you never know how the rest of the game's going to play out. You got to make the most of them. This game started with East Hickman stranding a couple of runners on, and that's sort of been the recurring theme since then. But really, it's been a struggle just for any runners to get on base, to strand. 2-1 count to Martin. Trotter over at first. The 2-1 pitch from England, off speed, smoked down the third base line, but well foul. That's one of those you'll want to straighten out. But it's nice hearing some loud contact from an East Hickman bat. If you're East Hickman, remember, your season doesn't stop here. You need to bottle this up. Remember everything you did wrong and remember the few things you did right. Take it with you into the next game. 2-2. Eagles down to their final strike. England delivers. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Martin disagrees with the call. And that's all she wrote from Decatur County. And that concludes day 1 of the district tournament. It was Lewis County getting the better of Hickman County by a final score of 9-2. And now it's Riverside getting the better of East Hickman by a final score of 15-0. But if there's one good thing to take away from these 2 games today, we get the crosstown showdown, Dogs versus Eagles, tomorrow afternoon at 4:30, and the loser goes home. So a high-stakes ball game that we will be there to cover. And I know I'm excited for it. It's a bit of a drive, but it's all worth it to get to watch these young guys play baseball. The final line for the game, Riverside finished with 10 hits, East Hickman with 2. The Eagles committed 3 errors to Riverside's 1. The winning pitcher would be Jace England. He went all 5 innings, giving up 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Jonathan Jesse was handed the loss for East Hickman. He went an inning and a third, giving up 4 hits, 5 runs, all of which were earned, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. So a pretty rough day in Decatur. if you're a team from Hickman County. But the good news is there's always tomorrow. Folks, I really appreciate you guys tuning in and staying with me today through these two audio-only broadcasts, whether you're a Bulldog fan or whether you're an Eagle fan. We appreciate your support all the same, because we here at WNKX, we represent the whole county, and we try our very best to be just that. And we'll be back again with you tomorrow. Again, it's the Dogs, it's the Eagles. Loser goes home. You won't want to miss it at 4:30 right here at Riverside. But until then, I've been Josh Copley saying so long from WNKX.